Well, I was able to get my homework done a little bit early, and so because of that, I'm able to record a video. So the mini hiatus is over, and we're back with Kangaskhan EX, which is a really powerful mega and one of my favorites that's out right now. Mostly just because it's a big beefy boy in the active with 300 HP as a basic, which is nuts. And then it has the run errand ability, where if this Pokemon is in your active, you can draw 2 cards. So that's like kind of nuts. You can only use it once per turn, but like still, that's just a crazy ability. It's like almost a Fez draw just for existing. And then you have the rapid fire combo attack, where for 3 colorless energy, you do 200 damage, and then you flip a coin until you get tails, so we get to satiate my gambling addiction, and we do 50 more damage for each heads that we get. So that's super strong. And the way we're going to make this even beefier and better is with the Bouffalant and the Curly Wall ability, which is one of my favorite abilities in the game just because it's kind of ridiculous, where as long as you have one other Bouffalant in play, all your basic colorless Pokemon take 60 less damage from attacks, and so that makes your Kangaskhan like essentially 360 HP, which is crazy on a basic you can just have in the active whenever you want, drawing you cards. But on top of that, we're going to be able to use the Bravery Charm, so that's another 50 HP, and then that we can even keep going on some Billy Mays type action with but wait, there's more, and play Lively Stadium, where all our basics get 30 more HP. So we have over 400 HP effectively with our Lively Stadiums in play, and so with that, the only real things that are going to ever one-shot us are like random abilities like Terminal Period or things like that from Absol. So we just play Mist Energy to stop that from happening because we don't want to just lose to some jank. And then the main thing that we're going to be looking to do is power up Munkidori's, so that way we can just move damage counters off our like big tank, not only healing it in the process, but also beefing up our damage and making it so we don't need to rely on coin flips as much. One of the other things too is that we are playing a couple copies of Jumbo Ice Cream. You could cut this down to 2 in my personal opinion, and that's what I did. I know some people are running it at 4. I think that's way too much and not really needed, especially because you have like Arvens to search them out. But it is really nice because you get to heal 80 damage, and so if you're healing with like 2 monkeys and you're healing the 80 from Jumbo Ice Cream, you really don't have any worries, and it's really nice. We do also play Energy Switch just to move our energy around, make things a little bit more convenient for us in that fashion. We're playing Turbo Energize, and the reason for that is we're playing Trolley. What you really want is that we're playing 4 Arven and 4 Gear, so that way you can go second with this deck, guarantee yourself an Arven in almost all cases, because you're going to draw your top card, you're going to go for your run errand with your Kangaskhan in the active, hopefully, and then between that, like, you're going to get a Pokégear or an Arven, and if you don't, then, you know, you shouldn't have skipped church on Sunday or something. But with Trolley, we're going to be able to get all our basics out, so that's all our Bouffalants that we'll need. So our 2 Bouffalants, our extra Kang, our 2 Monkey, fill in the bench, and then we're going to go and grab the Turbo Energizer and use that to power up all our, you know, our bench, whether it be our Monkeys or our Kangaskhan's or whatever the case may be that we want to do at the time. The main issue with this deck is honestly like Gholdengo. That matchup really sucks because it doesn't matter how much damage we resist, they just blow us up anyway. And a lot of times you end up on just like one main attacker, which is this Kangaskhan. And so if it gets knocked out, you're kind of boned. And so what'll end up happening with Gholdengo is they just stack enough energy until they one-shot you. So what you really need to be able to do is like avoid them being able to make another attack, because like what'll happen is like you'll make 2 Kangaskhan's, they just stack up enough damage or like enough energy until they one-shot you, and then they just play all their superior energy retrievals and just like make sure they get it all back and one-shot you again. So we need to play Toedscruel to kind of stop that from happening, and so we can do that by the Toedscruel with the Slime Mold Colony. As long as this card is in play, cards in your opponent's discard pile can't be put back into their hand by effects of your opponent's abilities or trainers, so they can't use like superior energy retrieval and things like that. It's really good into Gholdengo, so if you can tech it, go for it. And then we're also playing Psyduck to stop Dusknoir plays, because Dusknoir gets around the damage reduction of the Curly Wall, so we want to make sure that we're just keeping ourselves as protected as possible, and that's the way we're going to do it. But yeah, that's kind of the list, guys. So be sure to let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Shout out to all of you guys. Thank you for being patient with me. Homework and classwork and all that kind of stuff has been crazy. So videos have been a little bit slow, but I appreciate you guys sticking it out. And as always, I just want to give a special shout out to the channel members. Thank you guys so much for that additional level of support. Really does go a long way. It means a lot. So thank you guys so much for that. As for everybody else, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and check out our Friday streams that we do consistently on Fridays. Well, almost, you know, every Friday. But anyway, this intro is getting a little long-winded, so I will see you guys in game number 1 in just a second. Peace. Alright, we're into the game, and we're going to be going first. Or our opponent's going to be going first, rather. We do open up Ogerpon and Trolley Turbo Energizer. So, I mean, if we get an energy, cool. The problem is that we're up against Dragapult, so the Cornerstone doesn't really do much for us. And that's definitely something we're going to have to, like, penny up later. But we can retreat it in, like, probably for turn 1. We'll just use it as something to throw energy on and Turbo Energize. Because we can Arven for... We'll probably Arven for, like, Air Balloon and Earthen Vessel if we don't get... If we don't end up on a... an energy from our top deck, then we'll probably just end up going Arven for Earthen Vessel, Air Balloon, the Cornerstone out, like, after this turn. And then just wait till we can penny it. Alright, cool. So we'll go Trolley, grab this, both of these. We'll go Arven for our Earthen Vessel Air Balloon, because we already have Turbo Energizer in hand. We can go Earthen Vessel, get rid of the Air Balloon, and then just grab one of each of these, so that way we have energy for the following turn. We're going to go Fighting Energy down, Turbo Energizer for turn, use this, and I'm fine grabbing double Fighting Energy for now. I kind of want to just get myself set up with the Mega Kangaskhan and start getting attacks off with that early. Because if I don't get Ogerpon here, I can just retreat it and go Arven for the energy switch, switch it over, go Dark Energy onto Monkey, and achieve both goals at the same time. If I do get Bidooed here, then I just want to go Air Balloon, retreat this out, go Dark Energy, attach to the Mega Kang, knock out the Bidooed, and then just kind of go from there, which is most likely what's going to happen. And, like, if that's the case, like, that's okay. It's not that big a deal, but I want to just be applying pressure as early as possible. We do get Ionoed here, so we lose out on the Air Balloon. Little bit unfortunate. We can just manually retreat if we have to. We did get into Lillie's as well, which is also okay. We actually also got into Crispin, so we'll probably just end up going Crispin and achieving our goal that way of just going Fighting Dark and then manually retreating this out, losing the Fighting Energy, but it's not that big a deal. We can always Night Stretcher to pick it back up later. And then, obviously, we're going to search out a Penny when we can just to get rid of the Cornerstone and look for our out. Ooh, okay. So, we're not going to make a second Kangaskhan. This is going to be a race to Penny this and then get our duck out. I don't remember if our duck is prized. I hope not. But maybe we'll get a KO here, and because if they don't have an energy, they are stuck here, and we get rid of a Dracloak, and they may be evolving into the active to search out an energy or some mode of retreat. They go Neo Upper onto the bench. Can I top deck an energy and go Pokégear for boss? Because that'd be super sick. So if I can knock that out, that would put me in such a good spot. Alright, top deck an energy here. Only the Bravery Charm. A little disappointing. We'll go Crispin. Oh, we only have dark in the deck, right. Kind of a waste of a supporter there, not gonna lie. We'll retreat, keep up our original plan. We'll go Aaron running. The Night Stretcher's not bad. Rapid fire combo, we'll take the KO here. And now we just need to avoid Rare Candy Dusknoir and find our duck. We do have 3 PAL Pad, so if we can get into Nest Ball off our top deck and a Penny off the Pokégear, that'd be very nice. But yeah, we're really just attempting to avoid knockout. And technically we'll do that even if they go Dusk into Dragapult. They would need either double Dusk or Dusk and Draclo or Dusclops. They'll need Clops, Dusk, attack with Dragapult. I'm not worried about an Ursaluna. Dracloak for the Recon. Them whiffing an energy last turn and not being able to retreat into Badoo was really good for us. We did kind of mess up on using the Crispin. Because like now we kind of wasted a dark slot, but it's not that big a deal. Like worse things have absolutely happened. And the main play here is just going to now just be looking to get not only the ducks, but like we said, the penny to pick this up. But if we can get dark energy on the monkeys, then we'll be in a good spot. I think benching the Ursaluna is a really bad play, though. Like, I'm not sure why they did that. Because that definitely could have been Ultra Ball for, like, Fez, unless Fez is prized. Also, in their opening, I think they Ultra Balled an Iono away, which I don't think was the right call. And it seems like the Iono they used just gave them, like, nothing. But we'll see. Seems pretty unfortunate, not gonna lie. Kind of a rough one. So we see the Phantom Dive come out. That's gonna do almost nothing, and they weren't even able to get the skulls off, which is pretty unfortunate for them. Not gonna lie. I'm not sure how they want to spread the damage out, but we'll see. 50-10. We get a Mist Energy. That could end up working out okay. We'll go Errand Running. We do get our Dark Energy and a Energy Switch. Let's see, can we get the Penny? We can. We'll go Penny. Pick this up. And then what we can actually do here, we're going to go Ice Cream to the active so we don't have to feel as bad. And then what we're going to do is Brain 30 here. And then we'll go Energy Switch, move that. We're going to Brain 30 and we'll take Knockout here. Grab ourselves a prize. Slime Mold Colony, not really necessary, but that's okay. And then from here, what we'll do is go ahead and Rapid Fire Combo. See if we can get a KO. We don't, we just get another Tails, but that's fine. We just set it up. And then we're gonna look for another Dark Energy. For the turn, we see Nest Ball come out, so that was their top deck for turn. This has to be... Why Latias? This has to be like a Fez or something for the future. You can't just go Latias there. Because, like, what does Latias do for you? Yeah, I don't necessarily agree with that. They go energy. I guess, okay. So as their play, like they swing here, we knock them out. They put another energy onto Ursaluna. They bring this in, attack. We whiff KO. Okay. They're going to take out a monkey here. That also removes the dark energy, which is good for them. Phantom Dive comes out, but then honestly we just hold on to Pokégears and look for a boss onto the Latias EX. Because we're about to get the KO here. Like, we just go Night Stretcher, pick Dark Energy back up, attach to Monkey, bring Kangaskhan in, draw 2. Yeah, we take 30 off of this. Ooh, we even get a Jumbo Ice Cream. Alright, so we'll go Night Stretcher, pick up the Dark Energy, attach. We can go Ice Cream. Let's Aaron running first. Cool. We get our boss for next turn. We're gonna brain some damage there. I'm gonna go Artisan because we have, or not Artisan, Pokégear for Arven. Because we have time, I'm gonna grab Bravery Charm, and I want to grab get an Energy Switch here. It doesn't really make a difference though. I think I'll just grab another Night Stretcher. Night Stretcher for my monkey. Pick that up. And then what I'm going to do is actually go Bravery Charm onto the Bouffalant just to prevent potential damage. It doesn't really make much of a difference if I'm honest. And then we'll go Ice Cream just to completely heal this. That way there's no like random shenanigans that we have to be worried about. And then because we have the boss's orders in hand, we have flipped tails every time. That's actually kind of nuts. Because we have the boss's orders in hand, we're just going to target down the Latias, and because we flip tails every time, we just prep damage on it from the Munkidori to make it a little bit easier. My assumption here is that they want to go like Rare Candy Dusk, use Blood Moon on this turn. Iono comes in, so that does get rid of our boss, but we do have 2 more in deck, I believe. So, oh, okay, there's a Dark Energy. I mean, the reality, too, is that we can just punch through the Ursaluna, because we'll move 60 damage onto it, so that's also fine. But we were playing around the idea that if we couldn't get our Dark Energy. But again, Dusknoir, like Rare Candy Dusk into Ursaluna attack still wouldn't KO us. So they would need Rare Candy Dusk into Clops, right? I think so. Would that do enough? Because this is minus 60. So it's really 180, 180 plus 130. Yeah, they would need the Clops as well. And something tells me they don't have it. They've gotten very unlucky. Yeah, this only does 180. We'll go ahead and run errands. Lively Stadium. And there's our boss's orders. I'm only doing the Lively Stadium just to play cards. The reality is, like, yes, I can just go and... I could just boss the Latias, so I'm just playing cards just for the fun of it. But yeah, I could have just bossed the Latias or just immediately Dark Energied and swung onto the Blood Moon. Both would have been fine. But alright, that's the first game. We'll jump into the next one. That one was really weird because they kind of just bricked a lot and got a little unlucky, but we also got our game plan to work, which is the point of any deck. So hey, we'll take it. Can't complain, right? Alright, we'll jump into the next game, and I'll see you guys there. Peace. Alright, we're in the next game. Our opponent lost the coin flip, so we get to go second. We have such a good hand, but no basic. So we'll hopefully draw something remotely close to this. We can only pray. Boy, had we had a basic. Let's see what we get this time around. Sick. What a better alternative. Alright, let's see what we're up against. There's a Psyduck. Don't really care about that all that much. Who knows? We could always... We'll see 3 cards. We have 4 Arven in deck and 4 Pokégear. So we should have pretty decent odds. Our opponent literally just straight up passes. Can we get something for that trouble? Alright, there's one of our Pokégears. We don't hit an Arven, but that's okay. We didn't want one anyway. We're going to place this down. We're going to go ahead and Lillie's. Wow. Look at who needs Arven? We don't. We're totally fine without one. We're going to get our board. This is why we didn't attach the Bravery Charm earlier, because we're going to go Energizer. We're going to Turbo N. Grab, you know what? Let's get our 2 Dark Energies out. Just like that, and then on the next turn we'll go Vessel. We'll get ourselves another energy. We have Mist Energy down. We're about to just start swinging. There's an Arven from them. I just realized their name is Big Chungus. Classic meme. We'll see. They get Trolley Counter Gain. What's the counter gain for? I assume they're playing like the same deck as us. Or at least something similar. But the counter gain is interesting. What a prospect. Oh, dear God. That's what the counter gain is for. Well, this is about to suck. Because they're literally just gonna use Haxorus on me. Oh, wait. I'll have Mist Energy. Sweet. That makes me feel better. And then they shouldn't be able to cure them either. Because I'll have Lively... Well, if I don't have Lively Stadium, then cure them becomes more of a problem. And that'll kind of suck. But at least I have Mist Energies. That's nice. Oh. Hey there, Arven. Better late than never. We'll Pokégear, though. I'll hold on to the boss. I feel like that's kind of useful. And then I'll go Arven for Bravery Charm, Jumbo Ice. That way we can get a Bravery Charm here. And I'm actually going to use a Bravery Charm on one of my monkeys. Because I'm not really worried about these getting, like, taken down. As much as, like, them going cure them to my active or something. Or, like, cure them to the bench and stuff like that. I do want to get another Mist Energy on my other Kangaskhan, though. So that way they don't just, like, boss that up and be really annoying. So on the next turn, I'm going to go Counter Catcher on whatever I draw. Probably just go Boss into Xatu. Probably the play. Ideally, I get myself into Energy Switch. I Energy Switch a Dark Energy to the Kang. Then I get to play Mist Energy to my Kangaskhan on the bench. Because there's no shot they play Enhanced Hammer, right? I don't need 2 on my active, and then I Penny the one on the bench. Ooh. Well, this also works. So we'll go Dark to hand, Fighting to my active, go Mist, we'll Errand Running, and then I think I can just KO this. Like, I don't think I'm under threat, because Annihilate won't work because of Mist, and Haxorus won't work because of Mist. There's no shot they play Enhanced Hammer in that list, I don't think. And if they do, like, hey, you got it, champ. I don't know what to tell you. And if they're just going for pure damage, I'll be fine with monkeys. Would be my logic. We'll see if I'm right, though. They draw to Xatu. I think I just boss Xatu, right? Is that the play? Wait, tail fishing. What does this do? Flip a coin. If head, search your deck for a card, put it into your hand, then shuffle your deck, discard the card from your hand. I've never heard of this card. I'm still not that worried, though. I don't think. We'll go Errand Running. Boss the Xatu. Just take the KO on that. I guess... yeah, I feel like I can just swing every turn here, right? I don't have, like, that much to worry about. We get another monkey. I'm curious to see what they chose to get from the tail fishing. I'm guessing it was the stadium. But I don't know. The Slowking deck is very weird and also very bad. Like, it's pretty dumb. They get the Xatu back, so there's obviously, you know, a priority there to keep that out. If they get the Academy at night, that'll put a card at the top of the deck. I'm curious to see what they choose. Because I am right that Mist Energy works on this, right? Yeah. Alright, I was right. I'm pretty positive the Mist Energy just makes it so that doesn't work. But then I was like, if I'm wrong here, I'm going to feel really stupid. Yeah, this is just the effect of an attack. So you're just going to keep KOing yourself. So, I mean, thanks. Do we just see them concede now? Cool. I hate this game. That's why you gotta run Enhanced Hammer, buddy. When with Alakazam running around everywhere, you gotta run Enhanced Hammer. With that said, that's not even why we run Mist Energy. It's honestly because of Absol, so, you know. But, alright, that's a dumb, wacky game 2, but that's gonna be our game 2. I'll jump into the breakdown in a second, and I'll see you guys there. Because I have to get ready for class in like 20 minutes. So I want to get this video out for you guys. So I will see you guys in the breakdown in a second. Peace. Going into the breakdown for Tank Kangaskhan, I think this deck is a ton of fun and honestly pretty good if you get the right matchups. The real thing that is weird with this deck is like you win against more top decks than you win against decks below you, if that makes sense. Where it's like, if you're facing top tables, like you're going into Zard and Polt and things like that, it's like this deck actually works really, really well. If you're going to like Lucario and things like that, it's like, well, they just hit you for weakness, so you lose. It doesn't matter how tanky you are. And then like a lot of random decks that just ironically enough, like a Mega Meganium, like Hydrapple deck, like things like that just hit for like ridiculous damage and just have like weird gimmicks because you don't punish them fast enough. So like weird gimmick decks that are inconsistent have the ability to like beat you, as where like higher tier decks don't. It's a weird matchup spread. But with that said, for the power, I'm going to give it a 3.5 out of 5. Mostly because like you're hitting 200 damage, which is pretty good, and then you have the ability to hit for way more, but the only thing you can reliably hit for is 200 or 260, depending if you have monkeys on board. So I'm gonna give it 2.5. You have the possibility for a lot higher, but you know, 200 its worst is still like passable but not great. Consistency, I'm going to give this deck a 4 out of 5. I think this deck is super consistent. You have the run errand to draw you 2 cards at the start of each turn. You have 4 gear to find yourself whatever supporter you're going to need. You have your Arvens at 4 to be able to get into your trolleys and things like that, so it's always pretty good. You have Earthen Vessel to help you get into energies and things like that. So yeah, I would say it's really consistent overall. I didn't really have much of an issue getting into the game plan. The biggest issue with this deck is being made to go first, and that really sucks. Like, that feels awful. But outside of that, it's like not too bad. Matchups, I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5 as well. This is mostly because of the fact that a lot of the time, you're like I said, it's like you're beating better decks but losing to worse ones, and it's a weird dynamic to be in, where like you'll probably have more success with this deck at like a cup than you would like just randomly on live or like things like that. Like, I don't know, it's a weird scenario to be in, but yeah, I figure that's, you know, the best way to phrase it. Like, you'll lose to worse decks but win against better ones, and if it's kind of weird. But yeah, that's going to be the breakdown for this deck, guys. Overall, I'm going to give it a 3.5 out of 5. It's a lot of fun. I'd kind of rate it like a B tier, like a mid B tier deck. I think it's a lot of fun. And so yeah, be sure to try it out if you've been looking for a new kind of tank strategy to use. And I will see you guys all in the next video. As always, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and let me know which decks or cards you would want to see in the next video. Peace.